2001 True Blue 3s. I got really lucky and won these in an eBay auction for around $30. And they're a collector's item, so if I restore them carefully, they can easily be worth a few $100s. So let's get into it. These shoes are completely falling apart. I mean, take a look at the air units. Well, that was fun. Let's get this out the way. After taking out the laces and the insoles, the insides are not that dirty. I'll give them a light cleaning all over, and we'll worry about the soles later. We'll also take care of the laces as well. We won't be machine washing these, but we can freshen up the interiors with an antibacterial spray. These are the donors. They're a pair of Legacy 312s, and I got them for $28. The tabs are held down by thread, and with a sharp knife, we can loosen it easily. They're dirtier than I thought they would be. They're actually stained. We'll have to restore them later. Separating the uppers was fairly easy. I just poured acetone inside. Separating the bottom portion though, took more effort. I created a small gap in the front with a heat gun and applied acetone in a syringe to peel it off. They're separated, and we don't need the soles anymore. Let's prep the other pair using acetone and cotton balls. All that old residue is off. Let's move on. These soles are 23 years old now. The midsole I think is around 4 years old. So using a Dremel tool, we'll sand down the difference. I had to do a lot of shaving in the back here, but it's a perfect fit now. Before gluing these down, we have a great opportunity to clean the midsoles. They're not that old at 4 years, so we can use acetone. But still, I'm trying to be a little careful. After all this work, I definitely don't want to damage the midsole. I taped up the midsoles so our glue doesn't spill over, and I cleaned them one more time. I applied 2 coats of barred super stick and let it cure overnight. After the first coat, we'll peel off the tape immediately. The second coat is to make sure I didn't miss anything. After they cure, we can hold them together and they won't stick. Now this is what I call the rubber band technique. I basically just use bands to hold the shoes together, and it makes it easier to align everything. The front doesn't match up properly, so to fix this, we'll glue the back down first, then the front, and finally the middle. I'm applying a mild amount of heat, and it should tack on instantly. It's crucial to lock down the middle. They turned out really good. Let's move on. Before we glue the uppers down, we need to decrease them. I stuffed the toe boxes, placed a wet rag over the surface, and gently ironed it back and forth. We also need to sand it down a little bit. The fitment's kinda off. I also roughened up the uppers. Everything looks good now. To reglue the uppers, I'm basically repeating the same thing as before. Patience is really important here, because if we mess up, we'll have to redo the process. I made some touch-ups off camera, and now let's stress test it. This reglue turned out really good. Let's move on. As mentioned previously, the tabs are discolored, even after cleaning them. So to fix this, I'm using some hot coffee to dye it one consistent color. By using a paintbrush, we can control how much staining we want. Now the camera barely picks it up, but the left one is one consistent color now. I'll finish the other side, wash them off, and start to restitch them. You basically just lock one side down and go back and forth for both rows. Really straightforward, but it can be tedious. Let's restitch the elephant print. I'm using a curved needle. This step is much easier. It's only missing in a few areas. You can find both threads as well as all my other materials down below. They're starting to come together real nicely. Let's glue the tabs down. And we're doing the same method as before. Before we paint the midsoles, I'll clean the soles real quick using a brass brush. Then I'll ice them using Salon Cure 40, Saran Wrap, and our indoor unit. It's really nice to have an indoor unit. If you want to see how to make one, I'll add a link above. Let's remove the factory finish on the uppers. Originally, I was planning to repaint them, but I think they look mostly good. I just need to touch them up in some areas. The brown tint is gone now. Let's repaint the midsoles. I'm applying light coats of Angelus flat white, and we can use a heat gun to speed up the process. And once again, you can find all my supplies down below. Once we have a few coats down, I'll sand down any imperfections. For the final coats, I gave them a slight off-white color. Now we can move on to the secondary color. The color match was mostly true blue, then violet, and a small amount of French blue. The repaint technique is basically the same thing as before. And now the tape pull. I'll make any touch-ups, paint the Jumpman logo, and matte protect them outside. After letting them air out, we can restitch the toe caps. For each poke that we do in the front, It creates a loop on the inside, and I'm using the thread that's coming out of the sock liner to lock it down from the inside. The final steps are to remove the lints using a fabric shaver and to lace them up. If you guys are new to restoration, I offer a beginner's guide where I compile all my tips and tricks over the years into one resource. So I don't cover swaps in this guide, but it's everything you need to know if you're new in the space. Feel free to check out the link down below. A big thank you to everyone who bought a copy so far. I really appreciate you guys. So that's the end of this restoration. This one was a lot of fun. All in all, we spent around $58 in total for this project. If you like these type of videos, please consider dropping a like, let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.